thank this strip club in Colorado that came out and did what they did. I want to thank them. Because if this strip club did not do, or this adults club, did not do what they did, other NBA athletes or professional athletes might have been stupid enough to go to this place. I'm so glad that the strip club decided they wanted to leak the footage and the photos from the strip club, which is illegal. Say John Morant spent 50,000 and explain exactly everything he did at the club. The place is called Shotgun Willie's. Raunchy Shotgun Willie's in Glendale, Colorado. So I want to make sure everybody know what club this is so that you will never ever frequent this establishment. Because I don't even need to tell you not to frequent. What they just did gonna cost them more money than they realize. Raunchy Shotgun Willie's just violated that man's privacy. He is in a back room. Right. And plus the chicks they had, they were like a 5 anyway. Gosh. Ugh. I'm like, Shotgun Willie's, my God, y'all ain't got no type of girls. They're made for people that live near Glendale, Colorado. Now, the whole room is full of money. It's literally a pile of money. You'll need a rake to get all that money there. Now, Ja re-signed already with the Grizzlies for $231 million. It's a 5-year extension deal. He ain't going nowhere. So that 50,000 he spent ain't gonna mean nothing. He's 23 years old. He's in a strip club party. Now, all of this talked of what they would thought John Morant was doing and all of these different things that they kept bringing to the table. I want people to understand some things here. John Morant came in there on March the 2nd. On March the 1st, he just signed a deal with Coca-Cola to represent Powerade. Okay, he's the new representative. It's a marketing deal where he's actually got some control over Powerade. They have a commercial, everything that dropped after March 1st. Now, after this, right? March 2nd, the very next day, they touched down I think Like they came and landed in Memphis, in Colorado, Denver, on the 2nd. They were there for like 3 days. They went and played against Denver. They got waxed. Ja had like 23 points, but he came there that first night and kicked it. Then after the game, they went right back to Shotgun Willie's. Right? He came through the back door and he paid $900 to rent the place for 3 hours. Shotgun Willie's. So he rent this place for 3 hours. Yes. The club has just ruined themselves. Because I want every professional athlete to see this. And believe me, they do. Once they see stuff like the strip club videos is being put out in the public, and people are explaining everything that happened. Ja Morant was in Denver for like 3 days. He was there on the 2nd. They played on the 3rd, and they were there on the 4th. And the 4th is when they saw Ja Morant in the photo you saw there. On the 4th. So when they landed on the 2nd, he was there. So he was there 3 days. The 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th. They landed on the 2nd. He went to Shotgun Willie's and kicked it. They played on the 3rd. And then on the 4th, he was there again. And that's the night he had the little gun thing and flashed it or whatever. That's when that came from. So he was there 3 days. So he didn't have to take something on an NBA plane. Somebody could have drove up with it and met him out there. He was there for 3 days. So for all these people saying he had to take it in an NBA facility, he had to do these things, you don't know what he had to do. You don't even know any details. So this is why all these sports shows on national TV who's spreading all of this false propaganda to the media need to reevaluate and check themselves, or at least be called out for it. Yeah, he came on the 2nd and he came on the 4th, which means it was right after the game. As soon as they landed, he wanted to go there. The majority owner of Shotgun Willie is a female named Deborah Donafon. So Deborah Donafon she's 72 years old. She's the majority owner of the place. She said Ja Morant was very respectful. He was sweet and he did not drink on his second visit. When he came there the second time, he did not even drink. So that day you saw John Morant partying and he went on IG Live, he did not drink. As they tried to say he was drunk. He wasn't even drinking. And she said that the Denver Nuggets and the Broncos, hit the like button, good people. The Denver Broncos and the Denver Nuggets come there. You know, this is a very known place for high profile athletes that they come because it ain't too many places to go in Colorado. So they come there, and then she said they're very disrespectful and nasty to the women, the Denver Nugget players and the Bronco players. They're grossly disrespectful to the women. They come there and pitch quarters at the girls, but said Ja was marvelous. But after these photos leak, there is no way I would ever go back there. If I'm a professional athlete, well, see, that's where I have a problem with people like Shannon Sharp. They seem to they want to blame his daddy. Did you blame Johnny Manziel's father when Johnny Manziel was making that problem? Nobody said, "Where's Johnny Manziel's dad? You know, he need to be a father." Why you immediately try to go and tear down a black father for what his son does in exuberance when his father's not even around him? He's a 23-year-old kid. I'm quite sure when you was 23, you did a lot of things when your grandparents weren't around. We don't know anything about Shannon Sharp's real father. He always talk about his grandparents. Grandma raised me. Grandma did this. Grandma did that. We don't hear nothing about Shannon's mother, birth mother, and father. So he probably don't understand what in the world is going on. But when Johnny Manziel had all these problems going on, nobody was coming out blasting Johnny football. It was like a memorial service for Johnny Manziel. Well, Johnny Manziel, we hope he gets the help he needs. All of a sudden, we gotta hope and pray for Johnny Manziel. Yeah, he was. John had all kind of charges, domestic, getting drunk, and then was playing bad on top of it. So he was in the trifecta, but they kept making excuses for Johnny football. All this stuff was going on. They still trying to get him on other teams. And not one media show tore him down like they've just been tearing down Ja in the past 2 weeks. You want to stress out an NBA basketball player because you favor another basketball player. LeBron James was just outed by somebody by name who's a former UFC fighter, contender, fought for championships, got credibility, been in TV shows, movies, everything, and no saying alleged or nothing said that LeBron James is taking an EPO, which is a performance enhancing drug, and saying he knows LeBron's taking an EPO. They have the same drug guy, and ESPN don't cover it. Undisputed don't cover it. No major sports outlet is gonna cover it. We gonna act like it just didn't happen. Then they said, oh, here's the new lie. Coca-Cola, they have canceled and they dropped Ja Morant. That did not happen. Coca-Cola did not drop Ja Morant. What they did was take down the commercial. They don't want it to air right now with all of this going on. He's a marketing partner with Coca-Cola. They just signed the deal on March the 1st. On March the 2nd, he was in that club. They played the game on March the 3rd. Then that night, things got crazy. That's the sad part about it. The sad part about it is that you got people that like to tear other people down because they personally don't like them, like Shannon Shaw. Shannon Shaw personally came out and attacked Ja Morant immediately. He immediately started talking about the guns in the locker room. Skip, he had to have that gun on the plane, which is a violation. I'm quite sure they got it like the NFL rules, where you can't have a gun on NBA on property. Remember dumbass Gilbert Arenas when he brought a gun in the locker room, Skip, and tried to tell the guy to do that. Yeah, I don't think I think that's a violation of the rule. Cause how else would he get the gun there, Skip? How else would the gun get there? He had to take that in the NBA locker room. He had to put some on NBA property. How did the gun get there, Skip? So the NBA gonna have to look into this. He's tried to bring an elephant in the damn room to get the controversy kicking, to keep the coals, throwing the coals on the fire. Instead of saying, I don't think we should talk about that. Unless they bring it up, the police in an investigation, we basically trying to put this guy under an investigation. Why? Because the Grizzlies don't like you? Bruh, you made it where you can't go to Memphis. They didn't do that. You did that because you don't know how to sit your butt down at a basketball game and act accordingly. You violated everything the courtside seats request from the fans. Sit down, shut up, don't agitate the players, and have a back and forth. You know how many people that got courtside seats? How many we see them get up and do that and still have courtside seats? That don't happen, bro. That don't happen. You acted like a thug. The same guy that's supposed to be so professional and toe the line acted very unprofessional in an establishment. You disgraced your brother, you disgraced your family, and you disgraced yourself. Now you want to just double down on Ja Morant because a 23-year-old kid, knowing all the dumb stuff you did at 23 and before 23 and after 23. You would have known better. When they lied on you on that elevator, you would have thought you learned how this game worked. Why would you do that to another athlete after what you went through? In case you don't know, a white woman was on the elevator with Shannon Sharpe and claimed Shannon Sharpe tried to sexually attack her and grab her in a way, and it never happened. He never touched the woman. They was just on the elevator at the same time. And he fought and won the case, but it cost him his CBS. CBS decided not to bring Shannon Sharpe back. And it crushed him. And to this day, he's scared to get on the elevator with people. He don't know. He'll just jump off the elevator and wait on the next one. And now this has altered your entire life. And you see how they just misjudge you. They look at you and look at your size and say, oh, that massive black man. Yeah, we see how that could happen. And your whole life is altered because of this. And you don't think it's in a good taste or interest for you to take in consideration what happened to you when you report the news and say, well, let me look into this before I start just going off. Let me start looking into this instead of saying, oh, Ja Morant, yeah, I hate him anyway. Ja Morant never said anything crazy to you, Shannon Sharpe. Not once. He didn't engage in with nothing with you on that court. He was the calmest guy out there. Everybody else was arguing. He was trying to keep everybody focused on the game. So, while they trying to villainize everybody, when they trying to villainize everybody and make them things that they're not, now you got the high school incident with the sister. They are targeting Ja for a reason. all of a sudden a 23-year-old man can't make his own decisions. It's his father's fault. When do we blame the parents of John Morant? Because he did what? So now let's blame his mom and dad when a 23-year-old man does what a 23-year-old man does. Go to the strip club, and he flashed a gun on IG Live. He never shot at anybody. Nothing. All this investigation. What turned out, people? Was John Morant charged for anything that happened in the strip club? No. Was John Morant charged by the Colorado Police Department? No. So there's no charges after the investigation of the IG Live video. The Colorado police is not charging John Morant. So if there's no charges on John Morant, there is no crime. So if there isn't a crime that is committed, only thing he did is exactly what I said he did. He violated team policy and league rules when he flashed a gun on IG Live. That's it. All this other garbage people are talking about don't make any sense. This is why I did not. I only reported what was there. They're going back to, he had the 17-year-old boy on the court and he punched him in the face. Did you know that's last summer? The casual fan don't know. They think John Morant just did all this in a week. John Morant just had a busy week. He went to the mall, beat somebody up. Then he beat up the security guard at the mall. Then he punching on the 17-year-old kid. Oh my God. And then he got this. I'm like, what in the world is... The only incident he had was the IG Live incident. And he shouldn't have done that. If he didn't have the IG Live incident, he'll be on the court right now. That was it. He's only going to miss 4 games. 4 more games, and then he's back. So now, Ja's back, and he's not going to be charged with anything. What can we do now? Keep trying to get charges on John Morant. Let's keep putting investigation in John Morant. Investigation. There is no investigation. They investigated the incident with the 17-year-old boy. It was no charges filed, not guilty. They said the owner was blackmailed to release it. Who was blackmailing the owner? And why would they release a video that's going to damage their entire brand and company and business? Because that information is supposed to be private. What you do in the back room of a strip club is private. That's an invasion of privacy. I like Shannon Sharpe, but he has just like everybody else, he has flaws. Just because somebody put on a shirt and tie and they eat the right diets and all of these things and they say the right words and all that, a lot of that is a mask to disarm people from seeing them for what they really are. And they trying to hide themselves to be accepted into a society that they're trying to fit in royally. They want to be in that circle, so they want to dumb themselves down, make them as docile as possible, so they can be looked at differently in a different light. What's up? So what Shannon wants to do is be looked at in a whole different light. So if you look at the situation with Shannon and everything that he really was trying to accomplish in his lifetime, he was always trying to get to the point where he could be respected. He was always a clown when he played for the Broncos. He knows about this place. He's played in Denver almost his entire career, except for like 2 years. He knows where the parties at and the strip clubs and all that. Shannon hung out at them places. Shannon was 23. He was doing the same wildness, hanging out with the players, doing goofy stuff, playing pranks in the locker room. That was Shannon Sharpe. He was the goofy of the team. They never took him seriously. He was always the prankster, the jokester, the comedy guy. That's what I told you. He was going to do well on this show. People didn't know Shannon Sharpe. I knew Shannon Sharpe. I knew his personality. So I said, oh, y'all wrong about Shannon. Shannon is going to be a star on this show. It's on my video when I do the first take versus Undisputed Beef, the truth behind. They hadn't even aired one episode, and I already broke down the beef. I already broke down the situation, and I broke down what Shannon was going to do. So it's no surprise that Shannon was successful on the show and could hold his own. But this goes to show you, all the media do is they push false lies. The Indiana bus incident, no charges. Why? The NBA investigated and realized they were capping. They were capping. Yeah, they trying to do him like AI. And trust me, John Morant is not Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson hung around with way more dangerous people, and it was a whole different world. But AI is really from the streets. These guys were not. So here's the difference, people. They keep saying, "Oh, Ja's a wannabe gangster." No, then all these kids are wannabe gangsters. These young, listen to the music they listening to. They emulating all these dances and doing all this stuff because of the music. All the stuff they listen to is their generation. All the goofy dances. That's their era. I told you, they're the children of Wayne. Little Wayne, the product of them. They listen to Juice World. They listening to Little Uzi Vert, Mac Miller, and all that stuff. All of these guys, little babies, and all of these are all children of Wayne. Little Wayne is the godfather of this era that you're listening to now. That these kids, they're all looking, got their hair looking like Wayne, tatted up. All these a bunch of little Waynes. You got Young Boy now they listen to, all product of who? Wayne. So this is the children of Wayne. This is all his era. So Josh just being a 23-year-old kid who grew up listening to this music and just doing his thing. What has he done wrong except for just show exuberance as a youth doing what he was doing? He was doing that to relieve stress. He was being stressed out by the media, keep coming up with stuff. That's what this whole thing was about. He went there to relieve and have a good time because they were stressing him out over all this nonsense about none charges. It's a smear campaign. They wanted to smear Ja's name off an NBA investigation that determined nothing was found. There was no, they were all lying about the red dots in the bus and all that stuff. They lied. And the NBA investigated, found out it wasn't true. So Ja was exonerated for that. But then they're talking about it on shows. Why are they talking about it if the NBA found out that the investigation, nothing was found? But it's talked about on all these sports shows. For what? They found out for it to be capped. Right? The 17-year-old boy incident. They never fully explained the details of that incident. They just say, oh, he beat up a 17-year-old boy on a basketball court when Ja was defending himself. And the police investigated and realized that Ja was defending himself. And no charges was filed against Ja. So he's the Teflon Don. If that's the case, oh, the mall security guy, they called the mall, called security and said, oh, they flashed a gun on me and all this stuff. They investigated. Do you think they don't have video surveillance in a mall? They have video surveillance in a mall. It was an investigation. They realized that person lied on Ja Morant. So they're running all of these stories consecutively as if Ja is like, look, it's incident 1, then he had incident 2, then he had incident 3. He's out of control, John. He's out of control. Ja Morant is just out of control. He just, oh my God. What is Ja? He's out here playing. Like, what is he gonna do? This guy, it's his daddy's fault, you know? You gotta be his parent and not his friend. Tear down. Now the Indiana Pacers said Ja Morant and his guys, they're out there flashing red dots and stuff in there, man. You gotta choose better friends. Who's his friends? Who is John Morant friends, please? Can you please tell the people who is John Morant friends? You know his friends? Or is that his family? Jesus Christ. I've never seen such a hatchet job done in a total smear campaign against someone that they keep omitting no charges, no charges, no charges, no charges filed. So if there's no charges filed, why do we keep treating John Morant as a criminal? You got Dana White on tape in damn near every angle giving the smackdown to his wife, and that's okay. That's okay. Nobody has any problem with that. The man can go to work, don't even have to pay a fine. Ja Morant is not only police investigations they're talking about, he's not only been proven innocent of all these charges and all these investigations, he wasn't even charged. Wasn't even charged. Oh no. Well, the Grizzlies came out and dominated Golden State. No, it's gonna die down. Thank you for the super chat too. I appreciate it. But it's gonna die down, Ralph. You know, Ralph, that's the thing. LeVar Ball is LeVar Ball is LeVar Ball. They grew up entirely different. You know, but LeVar Ball, you know, he's more of a basketball guy. His dad is not. But his dad has raised him better than that. But it's about your other family members and who you're around. Now, Ja homeboys, like if your homeboys is doing goofy stuff, that's different. Because you got to be able to, you know, you ain't doing well for Ja if you, by you going up there whooping somebody up. They going to say Ja and his crew did that. But people like Pat McAfee and Pat McAfee, you were a damn punter, a punter in the NFL. That you barely played football. You barely took a hit. You was a damn punter. Pat McAfee, right? Chump. So you got Pat McAfee talking about John Morant need to get new friends. Who are his old ones, Pat McAfee? What do you know about John Morant, Pat McAfee? You see what I'm saying? Pat McAfee knows nothing about John Morant. So to say John Morant need new friends when you don't know his old friends or the friends he got currently, how do you know that's not his family? Well, the NBA knows John Morant is one of the most exciting players they have. He's the third. Before all this happened, John Morant is the third highest trended person on social media for NBA players. People Google his name third, more than Giannis. He's right next to Steph and LeBron. And he don't put himself out there like LeBron. Steph and Ja do not go out there saying, look at me. There's only one person that does that. The reason why is Ja is a highlight machine. When he plays, he's a highlight machine. Something's going to happen exciting with Ja Morant when he plays. And people want to see that. The NBA wants to see that. Do you think Ja is not going to play in the playoffs? Are you out your mind? You know how much money he generates? You think Coca-Cola is going to drop Ja Morant? They're not stupid. They can give a damn about the strip club or any of it. They just like, okay, while everybody's going through this, we just going to chill. And then when it dies down, we're going to come back with the commercials like around the playoffs. We ain't dropping no Ja Morant because they're not stupid. It's business. They know that man generates money. That man got fans. And once he comes back and start dunking and winning games, everybody is going to turn a whole new leaf and be back on the Ja train. And Coca-Cola saying, why are we going to get rid of this guy so he can go and make somebody else some money? And Jay Williams, when you tell Ja Morant he don't need a gun, That's your opinion. You might feel you don't need a gun. The way society is right now, everybody needs one. Then maybe we won't have crime. If you look at the statistics of people who can carry legally, those places, concealed carry or just period, and got cannons on their hip, places like Oklahoma, crimes are low. Breaking and entry is low because everybody got a cannon on their hip. So you need to be a little bit more respectful. And Jay Williams, I know you went to Duke and you don't understand, but not everybody went to Duke. And plus, professional athletes, if they try to go out, a lot of them are targets. It's not just rappers. A lot of professional athletes have been robbed at gunpoint that played in the NBA. So to tell them they don't need a gun, their houses have been broken into. You know, you see what happened with Sean Taylor, you know, on a home invasion. So I can't tell a player that he don't need a gun, or a person. I can never tell them what they don't need. You don't know what he needs. He plays in Memphis. Have you been in Memphis? Okay. They just basically, in broad daylight, assassinated young Dolph. That led to about 3 to 4 other inspiring rappers and DJs gone within days after that. It was just a war zone. And he plays for the Grizzlies. And you gonna tell him what he needs? I don't feel that way. Like Richard Jefferson said, look, that's not going to tank his career. Penny Hardaway came out and said the best things for him.
Channel 3 at 4, in the midst of the off-the-court struggles of Grizzly star Ja Morant, we're hearing from someone who knows what it's like to be a young and wealthy NBA star. Of course, we're talking about University of Memphis head basketball coach Penny Hardaway. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Alex Coleman.
And I'm April Thompson. Today, Hardaway threw his support behind the Grizzlies all-star guard. Morant is being investigated by both the NBA and police in Colorado after a video surfaced on social media last weekend that appears to show him holding up a handgun inside a club.
We're all praying for Ja. I'm here for Ja. I'm really close to the family. Not as close to Ja, but we're just praying for him, man. You know, he's human, he's young, and we just got to continue to pray for him and support him. I think people understand how hard it is for young guys in the NBA with social media and so much stuff going on. It's tough, and you need a great support system, and he's going to have a great support system now because everybody's rallying around him. But it is tough. You know, you're 21, 22, 23 years old making, millions of dollars. And, social media is so crazy now. It's difficult.
Morant won't play tonight, but the Grizzlies close out a.
And you see that? That's how a veteran that used to play in the league is supposed to act around somebody like John Morant. I gotta sit here and agree with Captain Jack. Steven Jackson made more sense. Steven O'Block Jackson. This is right up Steven Jackson's alley because he already knows what it's like. When you see clowns like Stephen A. Smith, who's a company man, because you would never see Stephen A. do anything to embarrass the company. That's all he thinks about is embarrassing the company. He's 23 years old. With money. I just don't get it. Youthful exuberance is accepted only by Caucasians. That's it. Meanwhile, you got all of these other stupid people doing stuff on YouTube, like Logan Paul and all of these people. Well, I mean, before Logan Paul was on WWE and doing all these things, they were on YouTube. They the reason that YouTube came up with all these policies to punish us. We weren't doing these things. They were doing goofy stuff, like pulling earrings out of people's noses. They went and reviewed a person who was deceased and filmed it. And they paid these people millions of dollars. Granted, I get what you're saying. But let's look at the bigger picture, people. Let's look at the bigger picture. If this was LeBron James, would it be at this level? We already know the answer to that, don't we? They don't have to be Carcino is hating on LeBron James. I'm asking the question. And you all would know. If LeBron James just did what John Morant has done, would he face the same scrutiny? So we already know LeBron James would not be in that situation. Is that what we're saying? He just wouldn't be in that situation. No, it just wouldn't be recorded. I know. LeBron don't tote guns. You just ain't seen him tote a gun. You don't know that. It's a lot of NBA players that are armed that you wouldn't know is armed because it's for their protection. Hit the like button, good people. Thanks all y'all who supported with the super chat. I see that, Brian. I'm gonna report on that guy's activities as much as I can. I did a lot of work last night for the Patreon, so today that work will be on the Patreon. So that's snitching on who, sir? A lot of people are legally able to carry a firearm. That's their right. A lot of places have stand your ground law. Scottie Pippen's a better defender than LeBron James, of course. Scottie Pippen's a role player, just like LeBron really is a glorified role player. Right. Anybody within the law can carry. See, what they want to make you believe is that you're doing something wrong. You're not doing such a thing. you start looking at people that you start looking at people that's getting bad advice. I guess people are waking up now because they're starting to hit me up. I'm about to lay down in a minute. No, not really. You know, people want to make accusations about certain people. They want to make all these different claims about people, and they don't even have information because it's all about being first. Everybody wants to be first rather than be right because it's money in the being first. I don't take the being first route. Being first is cool, but be first when you got the information. I rather have the information. And that way I want to be the most informed. So that people who do listen to me, they have the whole picture. They have a vast picture rather than somebody else who's doing stuff for clickbait with their title to get you in there or their thumbnail and they get you in there and they feed you with a little bit they know. By the time they give you that, the information has changed. So now they got to go make another video to give you that one. I'm going to give you this most as I can give you from what I've gathered. Even if it means I can't be first right now, forget it. I'd rather get some more information so it can make more sense instead of giving you peas and potatoes and don't give you the damn meat. You know, I decided to take it that way. Everybody's like, look how they did Kyrie, and look how they did Kyrie Irving, and they didn't do that to him, and they did that to Kyrie, and look what they did with Ja. Listen, we have to start treating people as what they are, individuals. Okay? Individuals. Ja Morant and Kyrie Irving are two different individuals. Kyrie's situation is not Ja Morant's situation. Ja Morant's situation is not Kyrie Irving's situation. Just because they both black and they both in the NBA don't mean they the same damn person. They don't do that with anybody else. If Luka Doncic has a problem, is that a problem for all European players? Do they say, oh man, all these European players, they got a problem smoking hookah? All this hookah is bad for NBA players. I don't know about this. I don't know what's going on with these European players and hookah. We need to stop. They don't punish no European players for what another person does. But it affects that person. When Ja do something, that affects everybody else. It's nonsense. Ja Morant should have never flashed the gun. There's never been one person that said, I don't see what the problem is. No, we all said that was wrong. Right? That's the only thing he's being punished for. So if I'm the Denver Broncos and all these other players, I'm not going to shotgun with us. They just put John Morant violated basically his privacy by putting up photos of him in the strip club. And all the man was doing was alleviating stress that the league is putting on him. And for what? And he made one mistake. If it wasn't for that IG Live, if it wasn't for that, he would still be playing. Yeah, you know me, it's constant work with me. Sure, I'll give you a look at what we're doing now. This is what we're doing now. As you can see, we're in the process of working on the Charlie Murphy part 3 of the Charlie Murphy bodyguard story. So that's where we at, live on the Patreon. I could tell you had no kids. Right, because I told you I didn't have any. That's a good way. Yeah, the Charlie Murphy bodyguard stories is on the Patreon right now. So part 3 is going to be even more crazy right now. Part 3 might be the best story of all. Of all the Charlie Murphy bodyguard stories, part 3 is going to be probably the best. You're finally editing. I don't edit nothing. This is how I make the videos. I don't use all that. I don't use all that editing software crap. I don't do all that. You think I use all that? That's not editing at all. This is where it's gonna get recorded, and the picture's gonna be there, and that's it. This. You think I'm finna use all this software? No. I don't use none of that. No. This is where I record my audio, and I'm gonna put it right there on that video screen, and that's about it. Nah, ain't gonna be no long process. Oh yeah, if you're on the Casino for Life Patreon, you already know. Let me see. What do I have for free? I gave y'all something for free. That means that even if you ain't signed up, you can see it. If you just go to the Patreon. Somebody sent me a post by Gil. Is he addressing me in it? Like, why am I seeing a post by Gil? Well, oh, see this. Now I see what they showing. All right, this is why they sent it to me. Oh, okay, Kyrie. Yeah, the 11 dimension video. That's what I was gonna get into, but now I'm distracted because somebody just sent me this from Gil. Gil sent the picture that's on the photo now and saying, can all the media outlets apologize to Ja for the smear campaign they did by calling him a thug? This family man, hero, role model, franchise player, future face of the league, and now philanthropist. He is shown here donating his money and time to a local historical place called Shotgun Willie's that houses misguided females of the community. Due to the lack of funding in the city, the building ACs not working at the time, which is why Morant's shirt was seen off in this picture. The 50K donation that Mr. Morant provided had one of the local community women so excited she jumped on Mr. Morant without his consent. As you can see, he is not touching the woman nor enjoying what was going on. As for Mr. Morant's live video, due to the large amount of his currency displayed on the ground, a local attempt to rob this historical place, and Mr. Morant courageously put his life in harm's way and disarmed the bandit. Mr. Morant showed great heroism. The mayor of Denver, Michael B. Hancock, dropped the investigation against Mr. Morant and now is thinking about giving him the key to the city for his bravery that night. Can't wait to see Mr. Morant back on the floor. All heroes don't wear capes, but Mr. Morant does. Stand up, citizen. What would you expect? No, he's not sticking up for Ja. He's being sarcastic. He's trying to be funny. But he's so corny. He's so corny and trying to be funny by actually poking at Ja Morant. But this is who Gilbert Arenas is. That's who Gilbert Arenas is. If he wasn't doing that, he wouldn't be Gilbert Arenas. All right, he's just trying to be funny and crack jokes. Just typical lame Gilbert, you know. When you lame, you just lame. When you're lame, you're lame. There's no there's no in between. There's no nothing. You're lame. So once again, he thinks it's something to hee ha ha about, make a joke. So this is the video I made free for everybody. See, a black man proved that we live in 11 dimensions. There's all these things you see with Marvel, the multiverse, the quantum physics, all of that is real. That's real science. It's based on real theories. See, 5 days ago, I released this video on Patreon, but you'll see it on One Crack News today. So this video will be made public. So this should already be public. And this is Charlie Murphy's Bodyguard Stories, Episode 2.
Welcome back, welcome back.
This is exclusively on Patreon.
This is
Not on YouTube.
Charlie Murphy's Bodyguard Stories, Volume 2.
Look at that. Look at Cino with the fonts. Look at that. Look at the Cino work. This is the very first episode of the Charlie Murphy Bodyguard Stories. Now I'm going to teach you how to search the Patreon. See, right here, it has search, right? You just click there and you type anything that you're looking for. And believe me, we got it. Because there's thousands of pieces here. So you could type in Nipsey. Like Nipsey Hussle, hit the button, boom. You got Trey Young, Nipsey Hussle story. Right? And this is the full truth of what happened to Nipsey Hussle. And right here is all you need. If you have a PC, do not do this on a phone. There's a PDF file that explains everything and got all the details of the Nipsey Hussle investigation in full. But it's too large of a PDF file for your phone. So if you got a PC, tablet, or something like that, you can download the PDF. You won't be able to do that on your phone. I got it for you, free. It's not spam. I don't put spam in there to people. And I told people exactly what happened to Nipsey Hussle. Then, of course, this clown, academics. When academics threatened to sue me and other creators about everything that was going down. Because me and Nip was cool. And he wanted to do that's when I got on a plane, flew out, went to Vegas, and did it up. Light it up and strike it up. Yeah, so all you got to do is type the thing in here. Let me see. Go to the search. Who y'all want to see about? Who you want to know about? We'll type it in here and see what pops up. Young Dolph. I didn't put Dolphin Phil in here. That's strange. I thought I did. This is a good post. I forgot about this. The reason the NBA turned on Bonzi Wells. Man. The Portland Jailblazers. I'm quite sure if you put Jay-Z in there, the thing will light up like Christmas. Oh yeah, put in Jay-Z. And once I typed in Jay-Z, you can see I typed in Jay-Z, right? Comes up. Drake and Jay-Z were beefing again. They saw each other at the event and didn't even speak to each other at the picnic. And you see LeBron comes up when he took his oath with the Jewish, behaving and what he was saying about Jay. Jay-Z was so bitter towards Cassidy. The game. This is the uncut version of Jay-Z and Tata and what happened. The uncut version. Jay-Z and Tretch issue. Jay-Z's kids. This was the versus battle that was supposed to go down with Nas and Jay-Z. Versus battle. The track list of songs that was written out and it was in the works. But they couldn't get the money. When Jay-Z money was funny, and y'all didn't even know it. Dame Dash financial fallout. The Dame Dash, the downfall of Dame Dash. We had it all detailed for you. Jay-Z and Jeezy Las Vegas fight. This was the truth behind that. I don't think you saw that nowhere else. Jay-Z talked Diddy out of working with the game. The Jay-Z lost tapes. Y'all remember this? Nas caught Def Jam and Jay-Z trying to make a lost tapes LP. And still Nas's idea. Uh-oh. The queen, Aaliyah. The God, Nasir. Oh, a photo none of y'all have ever seen. LeBron, Adam Silver, and Bill. uh, uh, uh. See, Bill Simmons, they tried to say Bill never spoke to LeBron. He did speak to LeBron. And the thing is, y'all didn't even know about it. And till this photo came out, nobody ever knew. LeBron tried to lie and said he never spoke to the man. As you can see, this photo shows he did speak to the man. Dun, dun, dun. So you're busted, baby. Patreon. And Rich Paul is the reason Bill Simmons' HBO show got canceled. See, y'all better start paying attention to the Patreon. Well, y'all out here playing games. Cino been working. Been putting that work in consistently. Now I'm gonna go finish that part 3, and then by tonight, you're gonna have the killing of Michael Jackson part 5. So you're getting both videos today. The Charlie Murphy Bodyguard Stories part 3, and you're gonna have the killing of Michael Jackson part 5, which is probably the most explosive. We've been building up for a lot. And now you got a lot of pieces, and now they finna all start falling in together. And you getting all that today. So